Hi everyone, it's Steve from ProntoSpot. Wanted to give you a rundown of the new features that we've released this month and talk through them. There are some pretty radical changes in some places, so wanted to show those off. Let me hop into the system. Okay, I'm on a staging server here, but I wanted to kind of point out several of the interesting new features. One of the big changes we made here recently is insertion orders with no traffic instructions. This number is now insertion orders that have at least one item on it or a spot on it that is in the future that is unassigned. If the insertion order is in the past, and has unassigned things, it doesn't count here anymore. So in this example, we have 32,812 insertion orders in the system, but 1,100 of them are in the future. So that's still a very high number, but it's not 30,000. Looks like you have 30,000 things to do. So that makes it a little easier. Let's go right into the insertion orders here. Not much has changed in this area, but I wanted to talk about how insertion orders, when those become traffic instructions, there's a much more radical change that has happened in the traffic area here. So I'm going to go point in and look at a radio spot here. Let's look at a TV spot. Or sorry, a newspaper spot first, if I can talk, and look at the flights we've got assigned in here, that kind of stuff. We've got items down here that are assigned differently. So previously you could only have one file assigned to each spot. That has been radically changed. The assigned media screen has been improved in numerous ways. If I click on an existing spot here, you're going to see it's kind of exactly what we're talking about. So the first thing you're going to notice is you can assign more than one media file to that. And put rotations on those things. I'll get to that in a minute with radio and TV. But the idea here is that you can add more than one item to this list to add a new row. The media is located in ProntoSpot. I'm going to pause here for a second and talk about how this screen has been improved. This first example up here, the file, somebody uploaded it and they named it tree and they assigned it to A plus dent removal company, but the PDF file is free vector circuit tree vector.pdf. So that's an example of the name and the file name and the file title being different and listed there. We're finding that a lot of people just seem to be copying and pasting the PDF name into the title, and so it was kind of looking like it was duplicated in the system. So we've removed that duplication. If the name and the title are the same, as you can see here on the hover, if I hover over this, you see that that name and in parentheses the file name are identical. That was taking up two lines. That can seem kind of silly. And then this is assigned to St. Anthony's Medical Memorial Hospital. Now we put all of that information on there because if you start typing Anthony, you start getting results back. If we didn't include the name of the company that it was assigned to, you would see files that didn't have any of those things in it, and that made no sense. But I wanted to show that that addition has been made, that you can search by file names. People have named it in this odd situation. I guess tree was a better example here. So these tree, you can search for tree, and it's going to find it in the file name, in the file description, or in the company name. And if I do dent removal, you'll see that same file name. So again, assigning things that way, lots of flexibility in that. And again, just by clicking in here, you're going to see the last five that were the last, however many that is, that have been uploaded before you even start typing. And then obviously when you start typing, that's when it starts filtering things out. So that's a feature that was in an older version that disappeared for a while, but is now back. So let me put tree in there. Let me finish what I was doing. Let me put in tree, and let me put in another tree related one. Just so you can see, you can assign multiple files into a single rotation area and have them in here. So I'm going to talk about these other things at the bottom here in a minute. So let me just hit save and show you could do a ton of different media assignments there. It's still letter A. Come down here and you see that it's all in there. So when you send this out, they're going to have all these files they can download. So that is a newspaper order. Let me go back to traffic and show radio and TV look a lot more verbose now because we've got extra data that goes into these. So here's a clean one. We've not done any media assignments. Pay no attention that these are all in the past. Not a big deal there. I'm just going to show you how we're assigning files in here. So if I'm going to click on this second one as an example, completely blank, and I've got add row. I have a day part and a rotation. You can put anything you want in here. It doesn't matter. we've seen so many variations of all day. You say night. Some people put AM. Some people put drive time. So I'm just going to put AM. The rotations, some people put all. Some people put 50, or some people put 50. Some people put 2 of 2, all kinds of different things. And again, it doesn't matter what you put in here, but I'm just going to put 50 in here. Media located in ProntoSpot, sure. Let's go find that tree vector file, and let's say there's some other files in here as well. So I'm just going to grab 2 or 3. Okay, get there in that part. I'm going to add another row, and the day part is PM, or let's do AM or PM, whatever, and then do 50 again. This is going to be media is located elsewhere. As you know from the previous system, this is download. This is any text you want. So I'm going to say download files from Dropbox.com slash blah blah blah. You have some type of link, or it's in some other system. Just descriptive text is my example here. So I'm going to hit save there. Now you notice you had a couple options there at the bottom, but I wanted to click out of that and come back in so that you see there's some other examples here. So now I've clicked on. Oops, let me just went a little too fast there. So I'm gonna go into this one, another blank one. And now you see a new option that's popped up. It says copy from A. If I want to very quickly take what was in that A box and put it in this one, I can click that. I hit save, and I'm done. So it's going to put all of that in there, and this spot and this spot. So now let's say I want to put the same stuff in these 3 spots here, these 3 blanks. I can click on any one of them. I could say assign these files to all empty spots. So it's going to take this same rotations and such and put those in those 3 empty slots. Okay. So now everything's going to be the same. So I took the long way around the barn to get everything in the same box. But now if I click on any one of these, I can edit that one. Let's say I want to take out that Dropbox thing. I'm going to take out this file. I'm going to make this a 100, and I'm going to hit save. Now doing that, it's distinct from the letter A, and everything's going to change around, and now it's going to be a B. And if I scroll down here, I've got the rotation with the 100, and you see the difference down here. So let's go and do something a little more interesting. Let's go to the bottom one, and let's say we want to take this one out completely. I can do remove, and hit save, and that's just going to blank out that entire cell. So if I scroll down there, it's blank. Okay, and then if I go into this A, now that maybe I want to change something up even more. Maybe I want to add B's stuff to this one. I can say copy from B. It's going to add it to the bottom of this. And so now I have all kinds of craziness going on here. And I could do 33, 33, oops, 33, and 33% to that. And let's say I want to assign these files to everything. Overwrite this entire deal. So not only the spot I was on, but all the other spots in this insertion order, and it's going to replace everything that's there everywhere else. So the copy from, it just kind of adds to it. So you're pulling things in from other things you've already created, but this area lets you assign things out. So you can assign them to all spots, or you can assign them to all empty spots. Now, if you wanted to do something more crafty, we have the multi-assign area for that. That's a whole different discussion, but these are the 2 most common use cases we've been talking to people. There'll be a different video for the multi-assign box. Multi-assign, like you just want to do this specific week or specific rows, and there's infinite flexibility that way. So I'm going to hit save to say this is replacing existing files. Some of the larger ones, this takes a couple seconds, but some people were getting a little impatient and clicking it twice, and so we did that to tell people what was going on. So as you can see here, everything's back to the letter A, so all the B's went away and stuff, and you see that 33-day part. And now we have just those files. A previous iteration of this had the same files down here 5 times. That was kind of a train wreck mess, so we cleaned that up as well. So I hope that kind of demos out all of those features there. I think the very quick thing here, if you want to blank out the entire thing, you delete, 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 assign these to all spots. This would blank out this entire insertion order. So I'm kind of right back where I started, and nice and clean. The whole insertion order has been cleaned up. So let me assign a few things out real fast so you see what's happening to AM and all, whatever. Files are here. Click on some things. Got all my files, lots and lots and lots of files. Super. Okay, add another row for no reason. PM all, Media is located here. Fine. Same files, different files, whatever. And this is going to put it in all spots. So that's all going to be the same. Now I can email these instructions out just like I have been able to in the past. And when I click email these instructions, this is going to be sent out to. I'm going to send it. I'm going to send it to my my work email, but I'm in a test system, so it really isn't going to go anywhere. So I'm going to hit send, and that's going to be sent out. Let me switch over to that email account real fast. Okay, so here is that email that just went out, 544. And here's that. I'm going to view this traffic instruction. And here's all those media assignments that I saw there. And here's my AM, PM all and exactly. And I can click on these and still agree to broadcast these files, put my name in, download the files as normal. So those information will still be recorded back in ProntoSpot directly. So if I reload that, you'll see that at the bottom of the screen. Go down to the bottom here, and so you see here that I agreed to broadcast this media file associated with this, and there's what I signed. So full records are still there, and download capabilities. So all the flexibility is in there now. So now I think you've seen the difference between you see day parts and rotations for radio and television, but you don't see that for billboards and print and magazines and stuff like that because that's not a necessary part of that. So hope that's working for everybody. Let us know if you need something changed, but I hope these improvements I think are going to really get everything rocking and rolling in all of the different media types. Thanks.